Hi KW community, thank you for joining us again today. We are talking today about air fryers. In specific, this one that's beeping right now, the Tefal Air Fryer Ultimate Fry Deluxe. We are with Tanina Holder, cookbook author and recipe developer, and we thought it would be great to show a dessert now. So let's welcome Tanina for a 3-minute donut. Bring it on.
Yes. Hi guys, so a 3-minute donut, how scary is that? Really, really easy when you have the air fryer, and we're going to add a little bit of oil to it to make it have that donutty taste, but it really has no fat. So I'm just going to turn the oven on to 200 degrees and then the timer over here, I need a few more minutes just to heat it up, and off we go. There we go. Okay, so the dough obviously takes longer than 3 minutes, but the actual cooking time or frying time takes 3 minutes. So you have to have your dough pre-done, ready to go, ready to roll, and we are just going to roll that out. This is an enriched dough. You don't use like a pizza dough for donuts. It needs to be a fairly soft, fluffy dough. So what an enriched dough is butter and eggs being added to a yeast dough. And this is a beautiful soft dough. So I'm going to cut out a couple of donuts. I might make that a bit bigger. Leave it about 2 centimetres thick. And normally I would cut the donuts, leave them on a tray and let them rise again, because then you get like a really nice fluffy donut, but we're kind of rushing it here because we know you're hungry. We can see that you're hungry. So just use, should we go that big? I think that works. See how many we get out of this. I think we can probably get 4. And yeah. And then we just get the middle one and cut the hole out. And you can cook the holes as well. Obviously, the kids will love those. And then this is the tray from the base of the oven. So this is the actual piece of the base of the drawer, which I'll just show you. So this just slots in. So I'm going to put the donuts on the tray. Whoa. Having fun cutting today. There we go. And I'm going to brush these with coconut oil, and the reason I'm doing that is because there's no fat in the air fryer, you know that. There's no fat in the donut dough apart from a little bit of butter, and you just kind of need a little bit of fat to help them cook and give you that donut feel. You want it to taste like a donut and not just a big ball of bread, sweet bread. So if I had time, I would do this process, let it rise again, and then do it again. The rest of the dough can rest in the fridge, so the recipe does quite a lot, and you can keep that dough in the fridge for about 4 or 5 days and just cook a donut on demand. How scary is that? Anytime you feel like it, 3 minutes later, you've got a donut, a piping fresh hot donut. Okay, so then what we're going to do is slot this in. It's probably that way. There we go. And then I'll set the timer. So it's on 4 minutes, oh, there, 3 minutes. So it's good to go. So in the meantime, we're going to make a little glaze to go on top of that. So you could dust these in icing sugar or cinnamon sugar, whatever you want. But we're going to do a little glaze, and it's also using some coconut oil just to help the glaze to set. But you could use butter if you felt like it. So I'm just going to use the rest of the coconut oil that's melted there. Just bring this over here. And then the juice of a lime, some icing sugar, and that is it, a 3-ingredient glaze. And I'm just going to add the juice sort of a little bit at a time just to see how much I need, because you want it to be a pourable or brushable consistency on the donut, and the heat of the donut will also kind of help it melt a little bit, which is good. So yeah, I think we're going to need a bit more. And it's just a nice citrusy, sharp glaze that is just beautiful and sweet and donutty. There we go, done. Half a lime. And this is not the full amount of sugar that is in the recipe because I'm only doing 4. So you can just do it to order basically with the glaze, depending on how many you're cooking at once.
So just so everyone knows, the recipe's on the blog, and they can get this one and the pork air fryer recipe as well.
Fryer pork is amazing. We did that earlier, and I hope you've gone and watched that one because the air fryer pork is done in 25 to 30 minutes depending on the size of the pork belly. And if you do that in a traditional oven, you're looking at like 3 or 4 hours for the same result. And so 25 minutes to a roast dinner. You go have a shower, come back, done. Awesome, amazing. Okay, we've still got a minute to go on the donuts. They smell amazing already. I can smell them. Can you smell them?
I can definitely smell
Yeah. So we're going to put the donuts onto a rack above a tray, and that's just so we don't waste any glaze. We can dip in those spare bits or the holes or whatever, whatever bits you've got left. And then we are done. How easy is that? I hope you're all going to give this a go. It's super easy. Dough. I would say this isn't a hard one, a yeast dough. It's not difficult. You do have to do a little bit of, you just follow the recipe, you'll be fine. It's not hard at all.
What other things, we've got a couple of minutes, or not even a couple, we've got 16 seconds. Is there any other things that you've cooked in the air fryer or you'd like to try in the air fryer?
So we did do, like I said, we did do the flatbreads that did in 8 minutes. We did a Mediterranean vegetable flatbread in 8 minutes. I'm going to do pizza in there because I think that would be pretty amazing and pretty fast. We're done. There we go. Bread. I'd like to try like bread rolls, like soft fluffy rolls.
Yeah.
Okay, these are done in 3 minutes. Look at that. Kind of puffy. You see? And look, they don't look like traditional donuts because they don't have that sort of crispy look to them from the oil, from being fried in oil. But the minute I put the glaze on them, you're going to see what I mean about what happens. So they'll just look like any other donut. You won't be able to tell the difference, even when you eat them. They're just amazing. You can brush this on with I'm being very heavy-handed here. I don't believe in too much glaze. I don't think you can have too much glaze. You see how it's melting off the donut there? Off this one especially. So just cover it well, make sure you've got plenty of glaze. And the heat of the donut will help it to melt, or you can use the brush a little bit if you needed to make sure it gets all the way around the edges and into the centre. And seriously, that's it. 3 minutes. 0 to donut. How good is that? What do you think, Joe? Going to give those a go?
Definitely. They look great. They'd be great for kids' parties and things as well.
Yeah, because you could put some raspberry colouring in or raspberry cooling into the glaze. You could change the glaze up easily. Put sprinkles on. So cute. Really
Sounds
cute.
great. And do you think you could do chocolate ones as well?
Yeah, it would be a dough.
Yeah, a dough.
Yeah.
For sure. Okay, well, thank you for joining us. I'm going to try one of these in a second. I'm sure they'll be delicious. And thank you to Tanina for joining us. And don't forget to look at the pork recipe and also online on the blog at the donut recipe. They'll both be there. And join us again and let us know what you're cooking and also what you're cooking in your air fryer. As mentioned, this was the Tefal Ultimate Fry Deluxe and it's in store at the moment and online. So thanks again for joining us and we look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you.
See ya.
Bye.